Maybe I'll log myself in as a guest. Oh, StreamYard or LinkedIn. You did post that after all. So we are live on LinkedIn. Let's check out the core team partners page. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here we are. Are we live on the core team partner page? We are live. Here we are at the event, everyone. Perfect. Perfect. Here we go. We're going to walk around. I'm going to show everyone this event. I just want to edit the post here really quick. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm going to walk around and introduce you to some people. Go do this. Can you all see me? What are you looking at here? Let me look. Here we go. Hey, there's the man of the hour. We are live on all the channels.
What's going on here?
Look at this. We got this Osmo thing.
Look at that. I think you should be showing the view. I think that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah, like here, I need to give you one of these clips so you can talk, one of these mics, so they can hear you.
Will we do that during the event itself?
Are you going to get it started? Are you going to kick it off?
I think in the next maybe 15 minutes or sooner. That's what I wanted to ask.
All right. I'm ready. I was going to walk in there and just start introducing people and live streaming people.
I love
the group.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I'll take the mic back.
Okay, my bad.
Okay. Well, maybe you should say something. This is your page. Tell everyone what's going on.
Good morning. Thank you for joining the live stream here. Right there we go.
There we go.
Good morning. Thank you for joining the live stream. How many people do we have, by the way?
Looks like 4 on YouTube. I'm not looking at LinkedIn right now.
All right, no worries. Yeah, we're just we got about 20, 30 people out there right now. Just want to say hello to everybody and get them going. I think it's got you mostly.
No, that's we're just getting a delay.
The delay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining. Let's get this event started.
All right, here we go. Oh, do you want to keep walking them through it?
Drop it off.
All right. Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll do this. I'm still figuring this out, as you can see, but we're going to be live streaming this event, the Seattle Founders Capital Summit. I'm going to get this right. But here we go. Going to walk into the main room over here. We got a lot of people showing up, kind of chatting, registering. There's James. Hey, James, say hi on the live stream.
Live stream? Hi.
Yeah, what's your role here, James? Oh, wait, here, let me give you a mic.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Can you put that on?
Flip it on?
Yeah, clip that on.
Alrighty. Hey guys, I'm James Alfred. I am the founder and CEO for Long Creek Operations, and we'll be working to support a lot of the founders with kind of that operational rigor and the glue that kind of holds all of these pieces together as we're working on building the structure, the process, and getting to the point to when you get through multiple layers of funding that you're ready for that funding to get.
I love that. Sweet. Thank you for sharing. I will see you around.
Toodles.
Toodles. All right. Here we go. Let's go meet some more people. I'll just give you a little taste of it. We've got the crowds coming through. Hey, Ashley, you've got to come meet the live stream.
Yes.
We've got YouTube, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Facebook.
Yes. Hi, people.
Tell them a little bit about the event. Like, why are you here?
Oh, yeah. So I'm here with Alignment Advantage Group. I'm here to assist Adam. I'm his content manager.
I love that.
Yes.
Of course. Another content creator.
We're excited to meet everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
Had a great time last night.
Yes. Ashley was out at dinner last night.
Yes.
So,
yes. Don't tell them everything we did.
It was so fun.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Shahar.
Hey.
You got to say hi on the live stream.
Hello, everyone. Just about to get started. Exciting.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right. Who's going to be speaking first?
David.
David? All right. I'm going to clip a mic on him before we go. I'm going to live stream him. All right. So the event's going to get started here soon. And we've got some folks here. We've got the whole group. There's Matt. All right. What's up? Everyone want to introduce themselves? Here.
Hi.
Wait, let me pass around a mic, actually. Here we go. We're going to fix the... There we go.
Okay, do I speak right here?
Yep, that's perfect.
Hi, this is Shauna Edwards, Director of Impact with Cherry Willow Apparel.
Tell us a little more about yourself and why you're here.
Okay, we are here to meet and partner and introduce ourselves and, partner with Seattle and figure out how we can make a greater change together.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Hello, everybody. Matt Fogarty, the founder of Cherry Willow Apparel. We're excited to be out here in Seattle. We got a good event, good turnout coming out today, and we're just really getting excited to meet with other founders, other people that are making a difference in their community, and show them how we can help support their amazing mission, whether that be with apparel collaborations or help them grow, help them market as Jesse's doing, and show up authentically online. So really help to build that trust. So excited, and thank you all for watching.
Love that. Look at the viewers spike when Matt's talking. All right. Oh, who else do we have here? Are you want to? Yeah. I'd love to introduce you. Yeah. Tell us a little about yourself.
Brian Dusablon. I'm the founder of Ethical Methods. We do accessible and inclusive communications focused mostly on nonprofits and small businesses. So I'm excited to be here today to meet with people and connect and learn.
Oh, beautiful. What kind of nonprofits?
All kinds. So I'm doing work with mostly small, mid-sized nonprofits. A couple that are one that's working on psychological manipulation tactics and education. I've worked with companies like Leave No Trace for environmental protection and stuff like that.
Nice. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. What's your hope to get out of this event?
My hope is to make some connections and learn what people are doing to move their mission forward.
I love that. Cool. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Awesome. I'm going to keep introducing you all to some people here. Let's see here. Who do we have? Oh, thank you. We've got Dana. Dana, introduce yourself to the crowd.
Hi, I'm Dana Hutchison. I'm the compliance director for Cherry Willow. So I'm kind of, I'd like to joke, I'm the Department of Business
I'm
Prevention.
sorry. Can you hold the mic?
Totally.
Tell us all of that again.
Oh, no, I'm Dana Hutchison. I'm the compliance director for Cherry Willow. I'd like to joke that I'm the Department of Business Prevention. But no, mostly I dot all the I's and cross the T's paperwork-wise.
I love that. Well, could you hold that a little closer to your mouth and tell us a little bit more about why you're here?
Oh, well, I've been working kind of in nonprofit spaces kind of as like a hobbyist for a long time. And then I was able to talk to Matt a little over a year ago and talk to him about kind of the mission and what he wanted to do here. So I've been able to kind of devote myself full time to kind of what Matt's got going on. And I'm mostly here to try to explain to people kind of like what the charity side of some of this business stuff can look like.
I love that, Dana. Thank you so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
I'm sure I'll be back to talk with you more here later. Yeah, let's do that. You want to join me in the room later? At some point, we'll do a one-on-one. Yeah. Hi, excuse me. I'm live streaming. Would you guys mind being on the live stream? It's for Core Team Partners, the ones hosting the event.
What's your name?
My name is Jessie. What is both of you here? Let me pass the mic over and I'll let you introduce yourself to me and the crowd here.
Okay.
All right, I'm Jessie, and here we go.
My name is Prem Kuchi. I'm a part of We Sweat, and We Sweat is a behavioral accountability layer for longevity habits. So we help people stay consistent with their sleep, physical activity, and nutrition.
I love that. Wait, can you tell me real quick before you pass the mic, what brings you to the event and what do you hope to get out of it?
So a few different things. I want to understand like the space in Seattle, like the scene in Seattle about, especially B2C, how people are doing things. I met Nathan, for example. He's done a wonderful job in the B2C areas. But I also want to understand a little bit more about the investment opportunities that exist and get feedback, honestly.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, thank you for sharing.
Of course, yeah.
Let's meet Nathan over here.
Yes.
Nathan, I'm going to get in front of you
Of course.
like this so we can show you here.
Hello.
So hi, tell us a little bit about you. What
Sure.
brings you in?
Sure, I'm Nathan. I building a live social shopping application.
Nice.
Yeah, think of a place where you can be watching a video of a barber cutting hair. You
Okay.
can like and comment and share, but you can tap on that video and book the barber on the same app.
Oh.
So it's like live social shopping.
I love that.
Yeah. So we are pretty much releasing the platform next month, and I'm just coming out here to connect.
Yeah.
meet
Are you
people.
seeking funding?
Not at the moment.
You're not going to make a pitch?
Not at the moment.
No?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
But I'm,
But you're
hopefully in the
learning. You're
future, I'm
thinking about
learning.
it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I love
yes,
that.
yes.
Cool. Well,
Yes.
thanks for coming.
No, thank you for hosting this. It's gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All
thank you.
right. Great to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you both open to being on a live stream? Okay, awesome. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jessie. I'm helping the host, Core Team Partners. Here's a mic. I'll get the camera here in front of you. I'm introducing yet another person here at the event. Yeah, you can just like either hold it by your mouth or clip it on your shirt, whichever is easier.
Sure. Is this the right direction?
That is right. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. So tell us, what's your name and what do you do?
So my name is Saptak Sen. I'm the founder of Oikyo.ai. And our vision, the product that we have built, is to make sure anybody can build their own open web models, fine-tune their own open web models with their domain-specific data.
Okay. Oh, with data.
And so make it to customize for their own workflow.
What kind of data?
Let's say if I'm a business, right, and I want to, I have a lot of customer data.
Okay.
And I want to train the model to have the context of that customer data.
Okay.
Which no one else has.
Like a matched audience?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like a lookalike audience?
Yeah. So, one of our design partners, they're building a dating site. Right?
Okay.
And
okay.
have a lot
so you
of
match with this person, so you might match with that person, sort of logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have a lot of, dating profile data. Now they want to make sure the match is more appropriate, and that's their key advantage. No foundational model company has that data. So they are fine-tuning their own model with that data.
Okay.
So this gives them the edge over anybody else who's just using a foundational model.
Amazing.
And many other businesses are looking at that. This is also cost hedge, because if customers are dependent on the API costs by the foundational model companies, tomorrow if that cost rises, then as they become more dependent on agentic workflows, they can't predict their cost structure.
That's a good point. So I'm curious, what brings you to this event?
Of course, to share and learn from other
entrepreneurs,
co-founders, and to meet potential investors, seek advice from them. Yeah.
Are you seeking funding at this event? To make a pitch?
Yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We are kind of super busy, heads down, just building it.
Yeah.
Building the product, building the customer base, and then we'll be ready for going for funding.
So
as
cool.
We hit the growth stage.
Well, thanks for making your way out here.
Absolutely. Thank you for hosting us. This is a fantastic event. Fantastic views, locations.
Oh, I know, right? Yes, I know. We got to show the crowd. Look at these windows over here. Oh, you can't really see it from the live stream, but I'll walk over there later so people can see.
Very cool.
Awesome. Thank you again for letting me interview you, and thanks for being here. And how about you, sir? May I interview you as well? You're good? Okay, okay. He's got his AI ready. We won't. Yeah, of course. Hello there.
Howdy.
May I interview? I'm live streaming an event. I'm helping the host. Okay. May I sit next to you here? Okay.
This is live.
We're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, X. On YouTube, I can only see YouTube numbers right here. There are 5. Usually LinkedIn. This is on the Core Team Partners. They're the host of this event. Let me give you a mic here.
Howdy. Is this the mic hole right there?
Yes, right there.
Great.
And I'm going to check the comments, actually. It looks like someone's saying so. Oh, hi, hello, what's up? Hey, and if you are here in the comments, ask your questions. I'm going to be introducing you to lots of interesting people over the next couple of days, so we want to hear from you. But right now, I am meeting. Please tell me, what is your name?
Howdy, my name is Shu Chow. I am from here in the Seattle area. I am the CEO, I guess, feels strange to say, and a co-founder of don'tbotherapplying.com.
Don't bother applying.
Don'tbotherapplying.com. Yes.
Applying for the job.
Applying for the job. Applying at the company. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we feel that the job market has changed. The job search process has changed for people, and especially unemployed people these days. The market's terrible. AI is being weaponized, and that's leading to a lot of bad behavior by companies and recruiters, either intentionally or unintentionally. And so we want to just kind of level the playing field and we do a lot of data analysis on the market and industry, and we present that to to our user base.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So what brings you here to this event?
I was talking to Matt. I just literally stumbled upon this on Meetup.
Okay, cool.
Like this weekend, and I just clicked
Amazing.
through, apply, sign up, and had no idea what it's about, and so I'm here now.
So here you are.
Yeah.
Are you seeking funding?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
so you're gonna make a pitch.
Yeah. Well,
Heck yeah.
I don't think I signed up to make a pitch. So
Well,
yeah, it was just pretty late in the process, but maybe in
we
the
can
future.
make that happen.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I can get you on the list. Here, you want to get on the list? Let's get on.
Okay.
We'll do that. We're putting him on the list real time.
Okay.
Y'all get to watch this in real time. You know, social media likes the
Okay,
authentic
I'm
stuff anyway.
a little panicking at this point.
Why? I mean, even if nothing happens, it's
Right.
good practice.
It is great practice.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, get up there and talk to some people about your business and let
Yeah.
them tear it apart.
Okay, good. Yeah. I have my deck with me all the time on my phone, so I'm ready to go.
Okay, I have this link. Someone's WhatsApped it to me here. All right, let's see. Seattle, here we go. I got to go way up here. Here it is. All right, you just got to fill this thing out.
Okay.
Here you go. Awesome. So we've got another person here making a pitch and live streaming. Have you started doing any marketing for your business?
Yes, we have. So it's built. The site is built. The data engineering is mostly built. Some of the data science is mostly built, and so we are trying to get some traction and get some users on our site.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
So cool. And you have to remind me of your name.
My name is Shu Chow.
Shu
SHU.
Chow. I won't
Last
forget
name is
that.
Chow. So very simple.
Shu.
Very, very simple. Yes.
Yeah, I'll make sure and tell David verbally too that you want to pitch.
This is gonna be like today.
I think the pitches are tomorrow.
Oh,
if you can.
all right.
If not, I think they're doing it today and tomorrow. They might be doing so. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm
Actually, the agenda's right up there on the
yeah.
screen.
I hope it's filled up today. So good. Maybe prepare a little more.
Shu's gonna get him some money. I'm gonna manifest millions.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Looking for
It's
2.3.
happening. I'm just kidding. But
You know-
really, no, I was gonna ask you, how do you market something like that? Yeah, are you ready to go? Hey, he's gonna make a pitch.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is David. Actually, he is.
Yeah, we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I think it's time. Well, we got good.
A good crowd. Okay, let him finish this, and then I can go up there and help you. And I'm gonna put you on this mic too. Okay, let's do it.
I feel like I have.
Actually, could I just take your mic and come back and get my
Sure.
phone?
Here.
I trust you with it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Shu. I'll be back. Here we go. We're getting ready to start the event here. We've got a good crowd joining. And I've become the AV gal here. So let me get the mic system going. We've got Dr. Kirk here with us. Let me introduce. I'm live streaming Dr. Kirk. This is Jesse here with you.
Hi.
I'm going to put the mic up by your mouth.
Okay.
So want to say hi really quick?
Yeah, hi, this is Dr. Kirk Adams from Innovative Impact LLC, talking
Yeah.
to you from Surf Incubator in Seattle. And I had the honor of connecting the fine group who's visiting here from Core Team and Jesse and others with Seton Grass, who's the founder of Surf Incubator. And it's a beautiful space. It's a typical Seattle day, about
Yeah.
50 degrees and raining.
Absolutely. And Dr. Kirk is going to be kicking off the event with us here. So I'm setting up some mic stuff. We're just keeping it. This is like a raw, authentic live stream. I'm keeping the camera running, the mics running. We're going to, is it you two who are opening up here? Okay. Here, let's clip you in. So you're going to, everything you say now is going live.
It's good to know.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, let's show his face here. We've got David here.
Hi.
So you're going to open up and you're talking for about how long?
Probably keep it closer to like 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay, I'll just stay. And you know what? That's for the live stream. You're going to need one of those mics.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
One
And
of them
was-
has low battery.
Do you
one
know
of them
which
does
one
not.
you'd prefer? Whichever one is fine.
I think this is the good one.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a little bit of a challenge for me. reading my notes, but I'll move forward.
Oh, no worries. That's a great question.
Yeah, or a clip-on, or is it-
That would have been nice. I don't know that we have a clip-on available.
I can make it work.
Testing. Yeah,
This is the one.
it's on. You can turn it off. I'm live streaming, so if someone else, I'm doing a lot of live streaming. So
I
if
think
someone
we're
else,
about to get started,
Yeah.
folks.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. it's a
All
good time.
right.
Good morning, everybody. Do we have
I'm gonna sit down
that
here.
on? Test, test, test. How's the sound?
Here we go, everyone.
Good morning.
Here, I'm gonna go into the back of the room. You can see everyone here.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. How's the sound? Is it okay? Pretty right? All right. Well, again, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. I know you guys have companies and missions and things that are important to you, so we appreciate you taking a little time out of what you do to be here. I'd like to say a special thank you. We have a lot of ecosystem partners who support founders who came from literally across the country to be here today. So thank you guys for doing that. I appreciate it. And we'll get to meet everybody and how they support. And special thank you to Dr. Kirk. Dr. Kirk is the glue that brought us to surf, and we're happy to be here. And it's all about who you know, not what you know, right? And a special thank you to Surf Incubator in general for hosting us and giving us the opportunity to be here today. So let's talk a little bit about, why are we here? So we are founders helping founders. We've lived through this pain of startups. We've lived through the pain of funding. And it's fun trying to start a company when you're busy chasing money. That's certainly no way to be able to focus on growing and building your own opportunity. So the three things that I'd really love for everybody to get an opportunity to get access to here. Capital. That's an important thing. We all know that, and we can help with that. Revenue. You're going to need some revenue, and we believe in helping to bring that as well. And team members. You can't do everything alone. And you're only going to be as good as the team you have to support you. So we'll be helping out in that area as well. Think of this as obviously we're going to have some open conversations. We're going to present some solutions, but we're going to do more than just talk. We're going to find pathways to support you. So today we have, kind of an agenda that we'll try to stick to as much as we can on the times that we can. And we also have this time tomorrow. So I just want to encourage everybody to maybe let today be a good information gathering day. And I'm sure you all have a lot of questions. And we'll be really happy to spend the full day with you guys tomorrow, one-on-one or in groups, and really try to help work through all the pieces, make sure it makes sense, and figure out how to help you directly. So if that is something you can do, we'd appreciate it. I know some people came today to do some presentations. Some founders have some of their startups they want to share with you. So thank you all for coming. After I get out of here in the next few minutes and Dr. Kirk presents, I'll gather in one of the rooms over here. If any of the founders who want to present want to just kind of talk scheduling wise, we'll have a little bit of a morning session and a little one in the afternoon. And I just want to make sure it works for you guys and your schedule. So today we have core team partners, which is essentially like an incubator, an accelerator, and funding all in one. We work with Surf because Surf has a great community, and it's all about the community. And that's the first step. And then the second is bringing the ecosystem together. So here we have Shahar from CT Capital, and that is a very unique thing that we have created. And that's going to allow founders to tap into capital without any personal risk, just through the business, without having to ask people for money. It is financing, and we can ensure that financing so that even if for any reason the business can't pay it back, the insurance can. And that makes lenders very happy. That also makes founders protected and very happy. There's a couple people that wanted to be here, but as you know, life and travel do the thing. So we'll have some people that'll connect remote. You're going to get to meet Marcus from C&H. Another very unique thing that we're doing is helping early stage companies, even pre-revenue companies, acquire a fully profitable company through financing and give you the opportunity to use that capital to support yourself, to support your startup. And you're literally buying revenue through financing. It's very unique, and it also gives you a level of security that everything that you do has at least a backup plan, if not a multiplier effect. And we'll talk more about that. We also have here a great group. So we have James from Long Creek Ops. James is going to bring some great enterprise level ways of COO fractional services to startups to make sure that, you know, operation wise and compliance wise, there's some things you thought about before it's too late. It's probably a good idea. Like that. We also have Shauna, Matt, and Dana from Cherry Willow. So, look, we are seeing that companies that also are attached to a mission certainly earn consumer trust and are more desirable to consumers. They want to feel that if I'm already going to spend money with you, let me at least work with a company that's also taking on a mission and also supporting others. So they're both a nonprofit and a for-profit that can also help startups form a nonprofit, do good, and get the benefit of that. And we'll talk about some of those things in particular. And each group will get a chance to tell you how that's helpful and why we think you should consider including that into your future plans. Bless you. We've got Nick from IceWeb. Obviously, everybody knows digital marketing is still important, but it's really nice when you can have influence on the autofill of the Google search bar so that people find you before they even find your competitors. That's a very unique flavor and a whole bunch of wonderful things. Adam and Ashlyn from Alignment Advantage Group are able to bring improved culture and optimization to a company at an early stage and actually make people want to stay at the company and not have high turnover rates and deal with some of those problems. And last but not least, Dr. Kirk. So Dr. Kirk will be speaking next and bringing some knowledge on how to make your companies more available and accessible to those with disabilities and why you might want to include some of their great talent through their nonprofit into hiring for yourself as well. So I think that pretty much kind of wraps up what we got going on here. Again, here's kind of the agenda for the day. We're going to try to stick to this and then, let today be a day you enjoy. We're here to help you. There's no stress here. And at the end of the day, we know everybody has the things they need to make their startup go well. So we're here to support. I think that's it. Did I miss anybody? Anything? Dr. Kirk, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you, guys. Yeah, and let me know if you want the microphone as well. I think this is let's do this. So I'm sorry about that. Guys, I did forget Jesse from Revening. So
Hi, Jesse.
Please excuse me for that.
Here, let's
Come with me about 5 feet this way.
Perfect.
And then here we go.
Perfect.
I'm gonna still clip you on here.
So Jesse from Revening, by the way, can help not only build personal brands and a LinkedIn presence, she also does live stream. So we are live streaming now on LinkedIn and YouTube. I think Dr. Kirk has.
Yeah, am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good to go.
So again, I'm Dr. Kirk Adams. I use the doctor in certain settings. I have a PhD in leadership and change, and I'm the local person, born in Aberdeen, Snohomish High School, Whitman College, and Walla Walla. I live in Leschi. So as David mentioned, I was honored to introduce David and his ecosystem to Seaton Grass, the founder of Surf. He's in absentia. His wife had a terrible injury. I welcome you on his behalf. So again, I'm Kirk. To meet my accessibility needs here today, I used a sighted guide and a long white cane to get to the table here. And I have notes on a Android-based tablet with a refreshable Braille display. And really, the immediate past president and CEO of the American Foundation for the Blind, which was Helen Keller's organization, and moved to New York to take on that role. And if I had a tough day, I could walk down the hall and sit at her desk and play with her typewriter, which was very inspirational. And I'm now a managing director of my LLC, which is called Innovative Impact. And I'm also serving as executive director for a nonprofit here in town called Institute for Sustainable Diversity and Inclusion, which we call ISD. So we're all about innovation. Core team's about innovation. Surf's about innovation. Everyone in the room is about innovation. And innovating really requires thinking about things in some new ways and being intentional and bringing some unique perspectives into the mix. So I want to do that for a few minutes. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself, and then I'll talk about a few concepts I'll invite you to keep in mind over the next 2 days. First, looking externally, how do you make your products and services available to as many potential customers as possible? And then internally, how do you attract and retain the most talented team members to win the battle for talent? And I'm going to frame both of these things in a concept, a really important distinction between impairment and disability. So myself, I was born sighted. My retinas both detached when I was in kindergarten. We lived in Linwood. My parents were young, just graduated from Western. I was born when they were in college, and they were teaching. And my retinas both detached. Got on the school bus to go home. Some snow had fallen a little bit. I got off the bus. I couldn't tell where I was. I was disoriented. A neighbor found me crying in her backyard and took me to my mom, who rushed me to the doctor, who rushed me to the hospital. And I had my first retinal surgery at Cabrini, which doesn't exist anymore. But I was told, my parents were told I could not come back to school. Kurt can't come back to school here. He needs to go to the school for the blind kids, which was the model then. So my parents visited the Washington State School in Vancouver and were not impressed with what they saw. And someone recommended the Oregon school. And we visited. They loved it. I loved it. They quit their jobs, moved, so I could go to school there. Thank you, parents. But I was given 3 gifts there. That I'm a researcher now, and I did my dissertation was an ethnographic study of blind adults working in large American corporations, and I learned I was given 3 things that are strong predictors of success in employment as a blind adult. So one was skills. So I learned my Braille skills, read, write Braille, travel confidently with a cane. I learned how to type on a typewriter, a manual typewriter, as a 6-year-old. So I could start public school when I was ready, which was 4th grade, and on through public school after that. The other thing I was given was high expectations. My parents had never met a blind person before my retinas detached. Many parents, communities, many kids with disabilities, their families, their schools, their communities do not hold high expectations of them, and those low expectations often become internalized. And then the third gift they gave me was a strong internal locus of control, which means you believe deep in your bones that you can make your way, you can solve problems, you can figure things out, you can make things happen, as opposed to a strong external locus, which means I feel things happen to me and there's not much I can do about that. And they did that very intentionally at that school. Now I know it was run by a bunch of hippies. They took us horse camping in the Three Sisters Wilderness area, building snow forts on Mount Hood, into the tide pools on the Oregon coast, and feeling around for sea anemones and starfish and things like that. So I was a lucky little blind kid to go to that school. Want to talk about the distinction between impairment and disability. So I have an impairment. I'm visually impaired. I can't see. People say, "Is it black?" And I say, "No, hold out your hand. I see what your hand sees." There's no visual sensation. People have hearing impairments, movement impairments, cognitive impairments, and people with impairments and without impairments. We live in 3 environments that we've all created together: a built environment, a digital environment, and a social environment. And our disabling situations come when one of those impairments doesn't allow us to have a good fit with one of those environments that we've all built. So a simple example, I'll say, is anyone in this room 5'2" or shorter? Okay. So if you walk into a room and there's a package you need and it's on a shelf that's 8 feet off the ground, your characteristic of your height has put you in a disabling situation vis-a-vis the built environment of that shelf. So you can get a tool, you can get a step stool, you can form a team, you can find a tall person to get it down for you. And you might want to make a modification to the environment. You might want to lower the shelf or build a lower shelf so you don't find yourself in that situation again. And I also use the example, if I'm running a board meeting, which I've run many board meetings, and I'm at the head of the conference table, and I've got my agenda and my committee reports and my financials in Braille. Since I'm a Braille reader, my visual impairment has not placed me in a disabling situation. I can run the board meeting efficiently and effectively. If I walk in and you hand me a stack of print materials, then my impairment has placed me in a disabling situation vis-a-vis the built environment of the print. So just want you to keep that distinction in mind while I talk about these 2 external and internal kind of thoughts. So making your products and services available to as many people as possible. So if you think about a coffee shop that's at the top of 4 steep flight of stairs, of course, wheelchair users aren't going to be able to buy your coffee. Elderly people are probably not going to be so psyched. Most elderly folks are not going to be psyched to climb those stairs. People passing by on bikes and scooters who see your sign are probably going to do that. Parents with strollers. So we want to create the best fit for our customers, as many customers as possible, with the environments that we're creating with our businesses. And the built environment is the simplest one to understand. The social environment is pretty complex. But what I really want to bring to your attention is the digital environment. If you haven't constructed your digital assets properly, you're going to have similar barriers to that coffee shop. So I use a screen reading program called JAWS, Job Access with Speech, and it reads to me what's on the computer screen on my laptop. And I can navigate with keystrokes. I can't use a mouse. So 2 examples I'll give you that happened to me in the last week. We were on vacation on Maui. I was trying to make a restaurant reservation. They wanted my credit card. I went through the process. I got to the address for the card. I got to the combo box where you're supposed to hit enter, and when the states open up, and I would hit W and it'd take me to Washington. The combo box was not designed properly, so it would not open with the enter key. So I had to ask my wife to come and mouse click it. If she hadn't been there, that transaction would not have happened. Anyone here work for membership.io? Good. So as ISD, we're exploring building a community coalition that would be membership-based, subscription-based, and we're looking at 2 platforms. One's called membership.io. So I signed up for the membership and the tutorials, and I'm reading the book, and they send me an email and they said, download the app. That's where you can find the video tutorial. So I download the app. If you have an iPhone or Android phone, there's a built-in screen reader in there. It's called VoiceOver in the iPhone.
Alert. Screen markup done. Top left crop handle button adjustable.
So it'll read to you what's on the screen. But when I open the membership.io app looking for those tutorials, what I heard was button, 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 because they did not label the buttons. So I could not could not view the tutorials. I sent them an email, told them about the problem, and they said, we don't have the bandwidth to address that issue. So they did not build their architecture properly. So for building standards, the ADA, there are really clear architectural standards that you can get from the access board. But for websites and apps, there's the analogous thing called the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, WCAG. If you follow those, you will be accessible. Say it's easier to put the blueberries in the muffins before you bake them. So we always want to push that left. Always want to ask you to require vendors in your requirements documents to comply with WCAG. If you're doing it internally, you want your folks to comply with WCAG. It's not rocket science. It's not any more difficult to do it right than to do it wrong. But the point I want to make here is about the marketplace. So as a marketplace, as people age, the incidence of visual impairment and other impairments becomes more prevalent. So most people who become legally blind or visually impaired do so after they've lived most of their lives as sighted people. So 65% of people, 16% of people over 65 have a visual impairment. 23% of people over 85. As our consumers age, these are people who are used to getting what they want when they want it, and they will be using assistive technology. So I invite you to think about the marketplace and think about making your products and services accessible in the most barrier-free way. The other thing I want to mention, and I'll finish shortly, but to supercharge your bottom line through disability inclusion in your workforce. So, only 35% of us with significant disabilities are in the workforce. That's opposed to about 70% of the general population. And as people living with disabilities, we develop some really unique strengths that are valuable to employers and businesses, especially entrepreneurial, innovative businesses. If you read the book, The Talent Code, it talks about how do we develop strengths. If you want to become a chess champion or a concert musician or an Olympic athlete, you're going to be in a program where you're set increasingly difficult challenges intentionally. But us, as we live through life and try to create those fits between ourselves, our impairments, and the environments, we are facing increasingly complex challenges as we grow and mature through life. So we develop really unique strengths in the areas of resilience and grit and perseverance and creative problem solving and working in teams and communications. And so I invite you to think about that. And I will offer up to you that there are vast untapped resources that can help you to include people with disabilities in your applicant pools for positions. We have a $4 billion a year budget for the vocational rehabilitation system. Every state has vocational rehabilitation agencies. They can provide you with qualified applicants. They can pay for hardware, software that person needs in order to move into employment with you. There are work opportunity tax credits. There are building modification tax credits. And a lot of those resources are sitting on the table unused. So I invite you to think about that. And I'll be here for the next 2 days. I look forward to meeting all of you. Happy to discuss any of these topics now or later. I just wanted to plant those seeds of some different ways to think about innovation, both in your products, services, and your building your teams. So thank you so much. And I'm Kirk Adams, PhD on LinkedIn. I'm on there every day. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Come with me?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. And so next we'll bring up Shahar from CT Capital. You got it. It's right here. Actually, Shahar, can I hand that to you? I can.
Could you clip that on, sir? Thank you.
Just getting connected. Just a second. There we go. Yeah, so good morning. I'm Shahar. Thank you all for coming. It's actually really exciting to be in a room with so many builders. Honestly, I have a little bit of a confession to make. I'm a builder at heart, so it's really exciting being in that room. I being there, I know what it feels like when you have that feeling that you have that world-changing product idea or that killer product idea, and working the midnight oil with you and your team. But most importantly, to have a bank account that's screaming for for oxygen while you do that. So yeah, as all of you I'm sure noticed, right, the capital landscape has changed or is changing. It's much harder to raise capital. It takes a whole lot longer to do so. Dilutions are much higher. I've been in rooms with investors that they said, love the team, love the product, come back when you have $1 million of revenue. So I left the meeting smiling, but saying to myself, yeah, right, when I have $1 million of revenue, I don't need your investment. And I chatted with some of you earlier. How many of you have encountered similar interactions with investors? Yeah, it's a classic catch-22, right? Like you need capital to get the traction, but you need the traction to get the capital, right? Now, most startups don't fail because their idea is bad, but a lot of startups do fail because there is actual misalignment between capital, leadership, as David mentioned earlier, and execution. Now, when there is that misalignment, it really slows your momentum and slows down on your progress. And that's when you enter a phase of fundraising, which can take many months. You're actually slowing down your momentum, but not only that, you're slowing down your momentum. You're somewhat of like in a waiting room phase, right? But while you're in that waiting room phase, your burn rate doesn't stop. The market doesn't stop. Competitors don't stop, right? So now, if you're thinking about, like, if you think for a minute about your burn rate, and if you now need to spend a few months, let's be optimistic, 6 months, to raise capital, how much of your bank account is actually going to be spent on waiting for that money to come in? Like, just a lot, right? And so there is a better way to actually bridge that gap, to actually make your capital, or that capital will actually be used as a catalyst for your roadmap rather than be a blocker for your vision and moving forward. And that's why we built CT Capital, right? So CT Capital, we provide structure, non-dilutive financing solutions, right? So when a lot of times when we talk about debt financing with founders, with entrepreneurs, the initial reaction is that like they're scared. Maybe it's old school, but actually debt financing should be one of the most significant and sophisticated tools that you should have in your toolbox. Simple reason, because it's fast. Like think about while you are building a data room, while you're reaching out and setting up meeting with 40 investors, while you're waiting for an investor, a lead investor to come back to you, again, the market isn't going to be waiting for you. Your competitors aren't going to be waiting for you. Time just flies quicker than you would think. But then on the flip side, if you do debt financing, which is with CT Capital, it's much quicker, and I'll get into that in just a second. You could actually leverage that financing to finish your MVP, to start acquiring customers, to generate revenue. You're actually leveraging those financing solutions to get that traction that will actually get investors to chase you rather than you chasing them. So with that, it's actually what CT Capital and core team is doing is we're building together with you a strategy, a financing strategy that will actually start building and maintaining momentum that will actually work in your favor. So currently at CT Capital, we're focusing on 4 main pillars, which we identified as the ones that are bringing the most immediate impact to founders and entrepreneurs like yourself, but we're constantly building additional. So just to touch upon some. So product, technology, and IP. Obviously, your product is an asset, your technology and IP are all assets. So we're facilitating capital for you to actually build that, for you to have those assets. The second pillar is working capital. So we facilitate funding that you're able to leverage for working capital, so you don't need to break your bank while you work on scaling and growth. The third pillar is inventory and equipment. For those of you that are working on a physical product, you know how expensive it is to actually scale. It's like good problems to have, but it's actually quite expensive. So we're able to facilitate capital for physical assets, for the stuff that will actually enable you to grow and scale. And the fourth is leverage buyout acquisitions. And this is actually one of the power moves that help you build immediate momentum. You're going to hear from Marcus in a little bit, drill down a little bit more on that. But in the startup world, we're often taught that we have to grind for every customer, and the growth has to be organic. But why grind for 3 years to build a customer base when through an acquisition you can get a customer base in 30 days, right? So, and when you do get those acquisition, it brings, as David briefly touched about it earlier, it brings 3 immediate advantages, right? So the first is that you start having access to immediate revenues. So those revenues, you can use them to live off, good thing to have, but also to pour back into the development of your product, the development of your company. The second advantage is self-sustainable growth. So these are actually used, the revenues is actually used to pay off the financing, the various other financing that you have. So literally the acquisition is paying back for your expansion, right? So and then the third and last one is actually market access, right? So when you buy a complementary business or even potentially a competitor, you're getting access. You can plug in your product, your innovation straight into that. So just like that, you go from a startup looking for a market or developing a market or making its initial steps into the market, to a leader that's looking to scale, looking to expand, that's looking to grow. So that's really a strong move there. Now, how are we different, right? So if you were to go to a lender, to a bank, ask for debt financing, they'll put you through a very long and exhausting process. They don't know you. They don't know your business. They don't know your product. They don't know your go-to-market strategy. They don't know. They just don't know, right? Like, for those of you who interacted with lenders like recently, did you get the impression that, or did they even ask you what your go-to-market strategy is? Like, anyone? Not really. So when they see you, they actually see you as a risk. We, on the other hand, we see you as an opportunity. And the reason is that you as founders and entrepreneurs, and we as CT Capital, are operating within the core team partners ecosystem, right? So I like to call it, we have a live due diligence process with you, like daily, weekly. We know who you are. We know your team. We know your go-to-market strategy. We know all those details inside and out. So we see an opportunity there, right? So as David mentioned, so when it comes time for you to take on debt financing, we're actually happy to guarantee it. We're in the same boat with you. So we see that that's an opportunity, and that's what really allows us to move very, very quickly. Like to say, like, we move at the speed of your business, but actually we'll be moving faster. So you guys will have to hopefully catch up to us. Yeah. So just to sum up, our goal at CT Capital is to be your partner, not just for financing, but to be your partner to allow you to reach your goals on your path to that success and that finish line. Let me tell you a secret, there isn't a finish line. Like, you always want more and more to expand. I'll be here today, but as David encouraged earlier, tomorrow if you're able to come tomorrow, we can dive deeper into your financing needs and see where that could go. But yeah, I'm here throughout the day, so happy to talk and chat with all of you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just make sure to give your mic to whoever's next.
Who's next, David?
Is Marcus next?
He's ready, yeah.
So he's on the Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. Try a little new technology here.
All right.
Let's see if we can do it like this.
Can we turn off this speaker?
All right. So, Marcus, can you hear us okay?
He's talking.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if we can. Actually, let's go this way. Let's go. So let's go. Maybe that one. How about that? No?
I think he hears us. We just don't hear him.
We had it.
Says yes.
Well, we need him. Or not.
So the speaker, we gotta figure out.
Yeah, that's the one we had on the audio cable, so that should be good. Zoom audio. Let's see, output, maybe.
Phones.
Marcus, can you hear us?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
maybe do it live. Good enough so you can see the room?
I can see the room. I mean, it's a really small window, but that's okay. I think I see some smiling faces out there. Everybody looks pretty happy. Hi there. See, I can see some waves. I don't know who you are, but is that Matt? Maybe. Are we good now? We're good. Outstanding. Hello, everybody. Surf Incubator. It's awesome to be here. I apologize. I could not be there in person. Just had some things come up as the nature of business does. So, and I'm sure most everybody in the room is pretty familiar with how that works. So just wasn't able to make it to Seattle. Been through there a few times. A little background so you know who I am and what we do. My name is Marcus. Marcus Inman. I'm the founder, CEO of a company called C&H Holdings. Not the one that builds tractors. There's one of those. No, we do some technology and some other things, and we're actually going to talk about those other things today. A little bit of background. I spent 23 years with the military. I about half and half active duty, half in the reserve component. I worked for the government for a little while. And then I moved into business brokering. So I was helping people buy and sell businesses for quite a while. That's kind of where C&H got started. I've worked the sell side pretty aggressively and moved over to the buy side, helping people buy businesses specifically, not help them sell as much. And the relevance will come, I promise. So really what we do at C&H is, and the way that we've worked with core team partners and some of the other folks you'll meet in CT Capital, quite a few of the different folks within the ecosystem, even before we became an ecosystem partner. We started actually as a technology-only company. We were focused on a SaaS product, which is still in the horizon. It's actually launching very, very soon. But as most people know, business takes time, it takes a lot of effort, and there's a lot of changes that happen. So we've been through a lot of pivots. We've unloaded, or not unloaded, but we started subsidiaries underneath that, 3 different layers of subsidiaries underneath C&H Holdings for the technology side. And through the incubator, they have given us access to capital. They've given us access to clients. They've given us access to many, many different things. So, I couldn't be happier with a lot of what's been going on working with core team partners in the incubator system. There are some amazing people. You're going to get to meet a lot of them. I've met most of the people that are sitting in the room with you. So let's kind of move on to the platform and what we do and how we work together and how it benefits everybody involved. And the way the ecosystem works is, we came in as a client, and then as we grew working with core team partners, like I said, it's been over a year, things kind of shifted and changed. And not too long ago, actually, it was pretty recently, me and Mr. David Gray had a conversation about my background in business brokerage. And we were discussing helping folks acquire business as a strategic acquisition. And that's whenever C&H made the decision to go ahead and start buy-side advisory, work specifically with strategic acquisitions, and we only work with clients that are ready, prepared, and on a referral basis. So we don't take anybody. I literally turned out a private equity firm last week, so we don't just take any client. But generally, if they come through the incubator, we're going to work with them because of the success that we've seen through the incubator and with the clients coming through. So this is kind of where the incubator role and the ecosystem kind of starts working together, because what the incubator does is they start to help you build the discipline and the operations around what you're looking at doing. So if you're in technology, if you're in manufacturing, I've worked with everything from, people that are doing some drop shipping type work to manufacturing to physical products. So all through the incubator system. So, the incubator helps you get those clear strategies and helps you move through your environment, and they give you that access to that capital, which is huge. They put you in connection with the right people without without core team partners, I would have found the development partner that has done an amazing job helping develop the software that we're working on. So today, like I said, we work as an incubator ecosystem partner. And what we do is we help founders like you guys do what's called strategic acquisitions. So what is a strategic acquisition? It's not a simple and it's not one of those guru things where people go, hey, go buy a boring business and you're going to get money. We have a very focused way that we operate. We try to integrate into the vertical that you're in or building to. So, if you have a product that say maybe you're drop shipping, we would look to see if there's a way that we could capture the manufacturing capability of that product. And those clients that are already within that manufacturing facility obviously could then become your clients. The clients you currently have, you can shift over to that and introduce them to new products you may be manufacturing as an example. And then of course, we're behind cash flow. So these businesses absolutely are cash flowing businesses. Nobody's going to buy a business that isn't. And we use it as an accelerator. It's like fuel to the fire. If you can accelerate the cash flow through an acquisition and gain 200 clients overnight with an acquisition, you can achieve your mission through your primary goal today a lot faster in a lot of cases, because we do focus on being able to do these acquisitions in a way that still frees you to manage your entities and organizations, things like that. And what that's really turned into is for CNH specifically, what that's turned into is around 20 million in acquisitions, meaning current pipeline, we're looking at 20 million in potential acquisitions for all of our clients combined. We are looking at around, now we did not do this until mid-December, so this has all been since mid-December. We're looking at right now 20 million acquisitions. We're looking at over 500,000 in revenue for CNH specifically, and this is just in a matter of 3.5 months. But the most impressive number to me is the $4 million in potential cash flow for our clients. So, through all of these, CNH is able to help create all that cash flow for the clients. So that's really what we do and where we sit into the process. We're pretty straightforward. We meet, we find out what your goals are, and then we just go aggressively after those goals, either through the open market, private sourcing, however we need to source those potential acquisitions for people. So that's me. That's what we do. I know he said he gave me like a 15-minute window. I don't have a whole lot I can say about it. I'm more conversational. If David's okay, if anybody's got any, specific, not specific, but general questions, I'd be able to answer any of that.
Yeah, if you want to go for it. Yeah.
All right, who has questions?
I have just a question.
Okay, you can introduce yourself and share your question.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Ruben. Just wondering, you mentioned you came in as a client before working with the ecosystem. I just want to learn more about that journey.
Yeah, Ruben. Actually, I really like this question. It was really natural. Just over the time frame, working with the different individuals and being introduced to the different partnerships, just going through the process ourselves, it naturally evolved. It was, hey, Marcus, we know you have this background. We know somebody that wants to do this. Would you be interested? So it was really kind of like it's almost like being in a giant network. That helps you understand it better.
Thank you.
It's been very natural, very flow, and very simple. Not difficult at all.
Awesome. We've got another question. introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Sarah Mercier. I am with Build Capable. We're a learning technology company, and I'm curious about how you identify acquisition fits for certain verticals, especially ones that might not be an area that you've been familiar working with in the past. Like, how do you match? How do you identify these opportunities for organizations?
Really, we sit down in the very, very beginning when I meet folks. We have a good strategy session, and I ask a lot of questions, especially for the verticals I'm not familiar with. I need just a lot of Q&A to get an idea of how the business operates, what it does, what your ICP may be. And then I start just kind of wrapping my brain around, okay, well, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? And we call it a preliminary target summary. Just off that first meeting, we sit down. We do use some of our technology, we use AI systems, things like that. What then we do is we create this thing called preliminary target summary. And we send that out to the client and go, hey, here's 3 to 5 potentials. And that really starts helping us identify, one, if CNH is going the right direction, because we don't want to go off track. And then if that's correct, then and that tightens up our area of what we're looking into. Some clients come in and they're very clear, this is what I want. Others come in going, I have no clue. So from there, it's, once everything is ready to move forward, we do a very thorough onboarding session, so we understand your business, we understand what we're looking for, the capital needs, the capital available, operational availability, if we're looking for an owner operator, if we're looking for absentee owner completely, what type of EBITDA, capital flow, all of these things are covered in that onboarding. But initially, it's kind of a, educated guesses with some AI backing, and then once we start to move it through the full process, we put together a full strategic acquisition plan and a timeline associated with that plan. So as an organization, we're able to target and go after just the things that are going to work for you. Not just guess and just, I'm not going to talk to somebody that's, in an education technology about buying Bob's Plumbing Company because it's got enough money. Unless you show up saying, I don't buy Bob's Plumbing Company, plumbers out of home. So.
Other questions? Oh, all right. Introduce yourself first.
Hi, Tom Gursky, founder of Blue Dot Motorworks. Just curious how you guys make money. How do you generate your revenue?
I couldn't make out exactly what you said, Tom.
Oh, just wondering how you guys make money. How do you generate your revenue? Is it fee for success? Is it retainer? How do you guys operate?
So CNH, we operate on retainer and success fee basis. I know working with the incubator, a lot of times those things are covered through the incubator. Not that the incubator pays for it, but they put you in the position with capital and financing capabilities that it doesn't always cost the client out of pocket. I don't speak to how the client gets their funds. I know a lot of my clients, we bill some of the capital partners, so as an organization, because it's billed directly through there, versus sending it to the client. Some of the clients pay directly, but we do a retainer and a success fee. The success fee, now any retainers paid are actually reduced from the success fee. The success fee is based on the total amount of the acquisition. So that's how CNH makes money on the acquisition side.
Great, thank you.
Hi, this is Sarah again. I have one question, and this is probably just a question of somewhat ignorance, but whenever you, let's say that you acquire a company, and if that company were to fail, how do you insulate your current company from that failure?
Well, CNH doesn't acquire the company, we just help you get there. That would be a conversation between you and your attorney, and whatever terms and conditions you have under any capital agreements or anything like that. As far as what we do is we help find source, because we work with, I've got a network of 300-400 brokers that I work with other mergers, acquisitions, M&A advisors, intermediaries. We run public sourcing, we do private sourcing. I've got over 300 emails in the last week of potential deals coming through. Just into our system saying, hey, these are businesses that are available right now, just through my network. So once that acquisition is done, it's really kind of a conversation for your attorneys and anything that deals with that. My goal is to help find the right fit. Of course, after that, it's up to the operator to operate.
Marcus, thank you so much.
This isn't super exciting. I should tell jokes or something.
All right, Marcus, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. And guys, this program working in the incubator has absolutely changed the trajectory of what CNH was originally going to be to where it is today. An outstanding CTO that he's working the technology side for us, and he hates me because of that. Not literally, but it's definitely added some layers. But these guys have really helped adjust and frame things because I do not come from a technology background. As I said, I was with the military. I worked with government. I moved into mergers and acquisitions. And outside of running a personal laptop, I know how to code and use software. And these guys really get us to that next level. My CTO is a great developer. He doesn't do this side of the house. So, these guys have really put us into a position of success. Where we're taking a technology that isn't in the market, bringing it to market, and helped us find the capital, and is helping us bootstrap the rest of the way at this point. So, these guys have really done a lot for CNH and helped us keep the ball moving forward. I've been in this process for just over a year and a half, almost 2 years with the software, and we came further since last January when we joined the program than we could have ever thought to be at this point. So it's a good program, guys. I just wanted to come on and do that. I wish I could be there with you guys. I live in a small town in Missouri. It's probably warmer here, but Seattle's more fun.
What's Marcus?
And great bands came out of that area.
What's his LinkedIn?
Oh, we'll send everybody's LinkedIn's through the Luma today. Good call. Thank you for that. Yeah. Marcus, thank you again. And we have one more person who wanted to be here in person, Rick. Rick, if you can hear us.
I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus.
I can hear you.
All right, Rick, all yours.
Wow, heck of an intro. Hello, everybody. My name is Rick McDonald. I'm with Coach Shore. And I got to tell you guys, I can't say hello without saying a little something about Seattle football. Great job on the Super Bowl. We haven't seen you guys since 2006. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have a strong football team, too. You might have heard of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And just wanted to start out by saying congratulations on that for all you guys that are locals and support the Seattle football team. So I'm curious, is anybody in the audience a fan of Seattle? If you could just give us a quick clap. You, okay. And then how about, is anybody a fan of Pittsburgh Steelers? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. More importantly, though, I'm very excited to say congratulations to all of you guys. Founders, in my opinion, make the world go around. So I'd like to say a few other things too. I only have a few minutes. I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there in person. We're very honored at Couture to be part of the core team ecosystem partnership. Events like this especially matter because they bring the right people into the same room: founders, builders, investors, operators, nonprofit leaders, community partners. You guys are all there together, and that's what an ecosystem is supposed to be. And that's where people can share really practical knowledge, create the trust, open the doors, and help each other move faster with fewer mistakes, because we all get to learn from each other's past in an ecosystem like this. So I really appreciate the core team and Surf Incubator has been able to bring all you guys together. And I hope you're getting a lot out of this event. You're really building the connective tissue right now that